There we go. Hello everyone, welcome back, welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you once again. Microsoft messed up my audio. Give me a moment to reset my other sources here quickly. I hope you are all having a lovely start to your week. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's half over. Let's see. That worked there. That worked there. Okay, I guess we got that. Welcome in, everyone. Happy to see you all back. Let's see. We've got JK4T. We've got Gold. We've got Nan Reader. We got Muskeg. Hello, everyone. Hi there, John Ray. Welcome in, Knowledge. Hi there, Sniper. Hello, hello, hello. What do I think of hot honey? I think like most things, buy quality honey and buy the spice you want. I think most hot honey is likely cheapest honey they can find with cheap pepper. Like, I don't think of it as like something they're putting a quality, this is a, you know, this prized sourced honey, and then we're adding cayenne to it. But beyond that, I think honey and spice go wonderfully together and are all sorts of things. And I went fancy for it. We've got honey and hot instead of... I couldn't do Mike's hot honey. Like, it was like a half ounce maybe jar. It was, no. But that seems to be like the big name that is here in the US, the one of the major companies is behind. They described this one as acacia honey and hot pepper aroma. Hot honey, I mean, it's basically barbecue sauce. Add a little vinegar, add some normal sugar, add some other flavors in there. Okay, so we got that. Let's do some coffee. So we're gonna make chicken sandwiches, coleslaw. I got a sweet potato that I'm gonna roast, and then we can drizzle some of the hot honey over. And then dessert, I'm gonna do a frozen peach dump cake in one of my cast iron skillets. Sort of annoyed now that I know that I perfectly like have that container of cake mix before, so that I can make two nice batches. I knew what I had for the second time doing that, because it was the first time I had split one in half and was using it with the 4-inch rounds that I have. And instead, yeah, we're using it for dump cake tonight, so it really didn't matter if I had left a perfect amount left over. I guess it gives me a really good estimate if I were to do it again for the 4-inchers, what I'm gonna get from a half thing of cake. That seems a little light. I'm not gonna try and grind more for it though. I doubt it had honey if it was Applebee's. I would hate to see what a modern, large scale like Applebee's kitchen is like today. One of these major chains doing food like that. Like, even when I was in college, 20 years ago, they were, like, the chains were already basically all sous vide, done in a bag. There was no, like, actual chefing in any of those restaurants already. Hey, Chris. It didn't pick up the... Why didn't it pick it? I thought it did. It picked up dinner plans for the announcements tonight, but it didn't for the dinner command? Interesting. Let's hope this one lasts a little bit longer than the last one. Thank you for joining me, everyone, tonight. I appreciate your company. Cheers. So let's start with buns. Shouldn't have put the half and half away. Come on. And it's over, obviously, and I made a mess. And give this a couple seconds in the microwave. Do I need to weigh anything else with this out, or is the rest of it? Oh, we can weigh those out. We can do that properly. Can't quite get it where I can show you what's going on tonight. First time in a long time, I think we got a fly in the house here somewhere. And put that with that. That's more sugar than I thought. I'm not going to fill it up back up. I'm going to live with that, I think. Because I'm not going to put more sugar in there. I don't normally put that much sugar in there to begin with. Maybe I'll find I like more sugar in my bread. We'll add some yeasties over here. On the stove there, we've got about 4 tablespoons of half and half. Speaking of mayonnaise, I'm going to use some mayonnaise later tonight. We'll let that hang out here for a little bit. Get off the whisk. Hey, Soph. Welcome, welcome. Wake up, beasties. Enjoy your sugar and half bath. Hi, Dragon. So we gotta give those yeasties a minute or two. I don't know why I'm still over on the stove. Sorry about that. You cooled down yet? Yeah, I think you're cool enough that we can use you for the next step. Welcome in, Knowledge. I put you down here. I could have used you more. It's going to be the egg wash that we use a bit later here. This single egg white here. And then this egg yolk and whole egg, I'm doing a bit of a scramble too before I mix in with everything else. Wake up, yeasties. Hey, Abby. I imagine. I wonder what percentage of eggs get destroyed in those packages by kids trying to make noises with the packages. And it's like modern bubble wrap. Do they even, like, I know they have the pillow packing, like, do they even have, like, real bubble wraps anymore? Are they still making the OG stuff? Yeah. I don't know if I got myself there or not. I don't think I did. Oh. That was a fast 30 minutes. We're going to our first ad break here, so I will see all of you lovely peoples when you get back. We're just going to continue nicely kneading this together. Bot cuisine here. What? It Sprinkle bot. It's conscious. People who read AI news may get that joke. Before I get my hands too destroyed here, I'm going to get the cutting board cleaned up so that I can just knead it. And I guess it was just me being inaccurate the last time because I sort of followed the rules. I said I was going to do it with more liquid next time, and it's turned out pretty well. I think that's going to knead up really nicely once I get that going. Ooh. Twitch is doing something funky with their formatting, and maybe it could be my browser with MIDI modifications and add-ons and stuff. But it seems to change format every now and then, and just enough to catch my eye beyond chat. Have to assume that's by design. I don't even notice what's changing other than something has changed. All right, we're going to allow this to, this ugly blob, we're going to allow that to rest. You know, sometimes it's not obviously by design. Like, there's times it'll be like there's a time readout somewhere and the time changes in length enough that it changes the formatting to a page back and forth when it goes to double digits from single digits. Or I don't think there's something going on there. Alright, that's going to hang out like that till we're ready to turn you into smaller balls. What do we got to do next? Chicken. That shall be sufficient. Was that too loud? Should I mute the rest of this? Okay. I think this is our first use of hot honey. If the jar will open. Jar won't open. Gotta cancel whole dinner. Sorry, folks. I shouldn't joke about that because one of these days the jar will break, or I have had nights like that before already where the chicken was bad, or surprisingly it was entirely the label keeping that going. That stuff looks a little radioactive almost. Come on, put that red coloring in all of the milk. I don't know why I went to go over to the trash. I almost went to throw the spoon in the trash, and I was like, I got about here, and I was like, what am I doing? All right, let's add our pounded chicken, pounded meat in the liquid. All right, we'll let that hang out now too. What else was I making tonight? Let's see, we got chicken done, we got that done. Oh, we got to work on dump cake. We're gonna see how easy I can make. We're back to working this way over here. You're supposed to be working. Why aren't you working? I guess I should just never turn things off because they just break apparently, despite their running. It has nothing to do with the script. It has to do with PC. $10-year-old PC, 12-year-old PC. It has DDR3 RAM. What was I working on? Oh yeah, dump cake. I need a pan for this project. I think you'll do fine. We're going to put you back in the fridge because I don't think I'm actually going to use that. Actually, I'm just going to wing that too. Why not? Let's just wing it all. I'll just go off the box too, yeah. Okay. Okay. Chat's like, he's going nuts. Well, they already think I'm nuts, but... Instructions unclear. Do I somehow pull it apart here? Or do I cut it up there? If I cut it up there, can I still use the Ziploc? Oh, it's on both sides. I guess I can. It's honey with heat. And probably some sort of dye. I'm being indiscreet about it because I suspect there is a very wide range of what qualifies as hot honey out there as far as bottles. I was actually looking to see if I could find the Frank's Red Hot version, but was not able to find. But like, there's I've talked before the Mike's Hot Honey, but the Mike's Hot Honey that I saw in the store, like, they apparently have like a bottle version, but the one that I saw in the store was like with the cheese section along with this, but at an even more exorbitant price. Most of them are more of a cayenne type base, where it's not going to be, it's going to be hot, but it's going to be more of a build hot. But yes, it's going to be very different, and like I said, it's going to be very different depending on which brand, and this is going to be in no way the same as what I was thinking of buying, which was that, like I said, a Frank's brand version of it that's in like a squirt bottle. We're going to drizzle this over these frozen peaches. See what we got here. This one's more of a cinnamon extract hot. It's not cinnamony, but it's got that same exact mouthfeel to it as like cinnamon, that heat that you get from cinnamon extract. Need the eggs back out. Half and half. Little water with that as well. We're going to hope we don't have a nasty egg. Anyone seen one of those videos before where someone cracks open one of those eggs? It's like putrid green or just wrong. Pink, yellow. And not the yolk yellow. Well, it isn't just eggshells the reason that I like using a separate thing. If you're working with something, especially if you're worried about what you're putting the egg into as far as cost and replacement, grab a separate cup. Absolutely, Mr. K. Absolutely. There is no difference other than when it comes to the big players, they can use other stuff to flavor it for even cheaper. Actually, what you'd be making would be even better because you're using quality ingredients versus what I suspect this is some very cheap honey along with some very cheap flavoring, some coloring, and it being packaged in a nice container and sold next to the cheese for, 5 times what it should be. Egg and milk. So we got those together. I was doing these together because I wanted to pour those over the top. Yeah. Okay. Butter. That was the other thing I needed over here. Me and my memory. Or lack thereof. Speaking of lack of memory, did I turn the oven on? This is a yellow cake mix. Milk, water, and egg. That's probably best done with a piece of paper towel. Somehow I don't think that egg really got mixed up too much. Maybe I should have mixed that white up a little bit more. Oops. So what do you think? Is it going to turn out a mess? Or is this going to be delicious when it comes out of the oven? Actually, should I throw some walnuts on top? What do y'all think? Walnuts? No walnuts? Are you pro walnut or anti walnut? St. Almond Joy commercial. You're either pro or you're anti. There is no... Alright, this is going to go in the oven just like that. This powdery, unmixed liquid mass with peaches on the bottom. Let's put a pan underneath this just in case this turns into an overflowing cake mess. We had that lesson with the 4-inchers too, so... I was pouring it in there and I was like, is this gonna fit? Because that cake's gonna expand. Like... Alright, so... pan parchment in the oven. And I guess I should set some sort of timer for that. Let's see what the cake cook times were. Oh, they're down here. That's quicker than I thought. Okay. We'll see how that looks in 25 minutes. It's like, I just cleaned you. Where are you? It's not very efficient. It's not very efficient going once in a while, but it is sort of intriguing enticing, entrancing. Use my fine salt shaker to make sure they all get a nice even coat of salt over the top of them. Did I call that a shaker? My fine salt grinder, I mean. MSG. Onion powder. That's how they'll go in the oven. But I'm not quite ready there yet, I don't think. Doing good with that, doing okay with that. We can get rid of you for right now. Are we on to slaw here yet? I think I want to wait on slaw until we're ready on letting the buns do their second poof. So I want to wait, yeah, basically we got the coleslaw left. I want to wait to do the coleslaw while we're waiting on our buns to do their second poof. I think this might actually be a good time to take a couple-minute break here and let things go here. Let the chicken have a little more basting time and give our cake a little bit of time. So I think we're going to take a 5-10 minute breather here, and I shall be back here in a couple minutes. So, wiggle time.
A coffee break makes the moment right, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment,
Make it coffee,
to enjoy that fresh aroma.
make it often,
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container, and for full flavor.
make it right.
And here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
Started out where cable cars play this song.
Not right at home because very long.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change, a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Yes, sir. If you want real entertainment, the best place to find it is in front of a General Electric Black Daylight Big-as-Life television set. Sports, comedy, drama, news, music. Yes, they're all yours, merely at the turn of a dial. This model has a big 16-inch black rectangular tube that lets you see everything that the camera sees, true to life and as big as life. Sparkling contrast and sharp focus give you pictures of such clarity that you feel you're right there on the scene. The cabinet, designed and constructed by America's leading cabinet makers, fits gracefully into any type of room. Genuine mahogany veneers, hand-rubbed for lasting beauty and durability, are just one example of the painstaking attention to every detail, which makes this cabinet one that you'll be proud to have in your home. The precision engineering and careful assembly techniques used in making this General Electric Black Daylight television set are your assurance of television at its finest. See it in operation at your General Electric dealers tomorrow. And when you see it, well, you'll know that you're seeing the best.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21, at the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history, as little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21, big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kicks, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none-such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none-such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's see what we got going here. Why can't I hear myself? I'm still muted. There we go. Hello, welcome back, everyone. Now you can hear me. Now that I have unmuted my microphone. Still got another 8-ish. Let's take a glance at this cake. Nope, I'm gonna go with that. Got about 8 minutes on that cake. We got our dough ball here for our rolls tonight. I'm thinking maybe sub buns tonight. Like, this is normally 4 rolls. I'm thinking maybe 2 sub buns tonight. Or at least longer roll. Longer bun. Like, thinking like Burger King chicken sandwich bun. Not like full on, you know, hoagie. So we'll take our dough here that still needed convincing. And we'll start off with a 4-corner fold. Just unceremoniously slice that in half and then flip it inside out. Same thing with you. Now we get to put these, let's elongate them first. Let's go ahead and give these a nice taut pull. Good old yank. Now we'll go to a pan. And trying to keep shape, I'm going to push them down on the parchment once we're down there. I'll show you what we got after that. Giving this a little bit more of a pull, sort of a mash down. First one looking considerably more impressive than the second. I thought I cut that pretty evenly. Roll. Like, I sort of did half the way I treat them like a bun and half the way I would do it for a roll. No, actually I mostly treated it like I would with buns normally. Like the rolls, I would actually roll them. Like I would flatten out the dough and then sort of roll it and pinch it together so that it has almost like a spiral to the inside of it. Versus this, I just sort of made it into a nice ball. I made sure that there was no like cuts or seams to it by folding it in, by inverting it. Also making sure that you had no like overly dry areas exposed. That's all been worked back into it. And then just sort of manhandled it into the shape I wanted it. Versus the flatten it out, shape it, and roll it into a like baguette shape. So we're going to give these a considerable amount of time to rest, so we're not too worried about the shapes. These are going to poof up a bit, and then we're going to egg wash them and throw them in the oven, but we got to wait on our cake first for this. We're about to go to our second set of ads here, so I will see all of you lovely people when we get back. Oh, hey, I picked up the calendar for the dinner command now. Good bot. So while that's going, let's get our frying stuff set up here. Not as cool as it should be. It's supposed to be reading the... Well, it did read it, but it's supposed to be reading the winning ingredient from the Discord channel and programming most of it. It's never going to know the menu unless I put it in there like I did today in the calendar so they could pick it up. But it's supposed to be doing better. I should not be complaining, considering there is no way I would have done anything close to this bot without LLMs. Like, even if I went through the basics of learning all of the necessary languages to put this bot together, it's the majority of it is Python, but there's C, there's C#, there's several. Anyways, even on top of that, you then have to learn all of these different API substructures. And like the APIs are constantly changing, and half of them are like really weird. You've got situations with some of these older companies where they got like APIs where they're like half outdated and they're redoing other things. Oh yeah, and it's a double-edged sword, but it's one that business seems to be happily consuming. Like, you put all your knowledge into the AI, well, what happens when the AI forgets? The jalapeno popper pizza? Yeah, that's from... I've been doing some themed dinners based off of food ideas I've heard in other streamers' chats. And that's one that I was like, yeah, that sounds like worth giving my own try at. I'm thinking it's going to be bacon chicken jalapeno popper pizza with some sort of white base. Maybe like cream cheese, sour cream with a bechamel. All right, cayenne. Garlic. Onion. Ginger. Paprika. I've had someone in the past recommend we've had some themes. I do the themes. If you look in the channel points, there's a theme redemption for a single stream day which it takes sprinkles. For anyone new, it takes sprinkles. We have sprinkles in chat. Sprinkles is done through participation in chat and hanging out and viewing. It's not monetarily based. It's just participation and viewership. And and being here during, as far as that, is being here for like events and stuff like that, when like someone donates or someone does, other people get sprinkles. Anyways, now that I've done that spiel, using your sprinkles, I occasionally do giveaways, although it has been a hot minute since I've done one. And there's also a couple of channel points that are based off of them. One of them being the theme submission, where I'll take a Monday or a Friday and I'll do whatever theme you got. And doing that, I've done like cheeseburger pizza. I have done, doing ingredient challenge and partially my own doing. I've done pickle pizzas on several occasions. I've done all sorts of wacky pizzas. If I remember tomorrow, I'm actually going to make my own dough for the pizza. I usually forget and then buy it day of. It's a lot better if I can make it ahead. I have the flour for it, so I should make it myself. Salt, pepper, MSG. Okay, Mimic. I've done a couple buffalo pizzas in the past. I'll do fried chicken strips with buffalo sauce and that. What else have I done? I've done enough. I think I've done a chicken Caesar pizza where I layered fresh romaine over a cooked pie with Caesar dressing, cheese, and chicken on it. I don't know if I did that on stream or not. Pretty sure I've done that. I think I did it on stream too. We'll have to check the archive if I ever get done indexing it. I index it and then I find new things that I want to index and we go again. And we go again. And we go again. Or there's some new video tool. And we go again. I'm only doing it on the recent stuff right now. Because all the older stuff I have all packed up in zip files. And I haven't gotten into writing scripts to have the zip files unpacked, indexed, and then repacked because storage. The Philly cheesesteak pizza. I don't think I've done one of those. It's sort of hard to come across, thin pieces of cut beef in such a small amount for doing a pizza like that. But hey, what do you think of the idea of like a corned beef with pickled cabbage pie? 'Tis the season. Maybe some slices of potatoes on top. That's sort of like a fine dining pizza thing. It's okay. It's sort of an interesting experience, but I don't know that I really want to spend fine dining money to have a pizza with potato on it. So is our cake done? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that needs at least another 10 minutes. That's one I think I've tried too. Have I done that one? This would have been a long time ago, chat. Have I done a muffaletta pizza? I think I've done a muffaletta pizza too. Which, I mean, it's a pressed sandwich, so you can't really press the sandwich and have it be a pizza, but I've definitely done a Greek-style pizza in the past, too. Yeah, I've done all sorts of pizzas. I got a pizza stone a couple of years ago, and for my oven and just sort of went wild for a while. It's actually been a minute since I've made a pizza on stream. Doing really good on our drop frames and our rendering tonight. I made the good play of rebooting the PC before starting streaming, so nothing was holding on to my GPU memory. But that did mean that Windows did its updates and messed up all my other audio. It's getting warm in here, so I opened the window. Oh, I guess I could turn my fan on too. Trying to remember the name of it. There's a pizza chain around here that it's not much colder outside, so we're gonna close that. But there's a pizza chain around here that's closing up shop and changing over to a chicken sandwich chain, and I don't know that they're gonna do much better with the chicken sandwich chain. For the record, I am double dipping my chicken. I guess we can start heating our oil here now. No, we should wait. I need to get into doing the coleslaw here, but we're being delayed by the cake taking longer. Let's see what news the bot has for me tonight. Bunch of sports stuff, contracts and stuff in football that, like, 80 million, a lot of money, not a lot of money these days. I don't have a clue anymore. For 4 years. Let's see here. Nothing there under the general trending stuff that I care to talk about. Why are JBS workers striking? Probably because they're used. They're used. They didn't give clear stuff, but probably need and deserve more money. Let's see. It's sort of like that's almost become like the union industries. It's almost like a, regular corporate thing now. It's almost like bankruptcy, but for unions, where every couple of years they basically have to actually walk out, or at least heavily threaten to walk out before they can actually get a real deal. It's like the TV contracts too. Like, you notice how you get down to contract time now, and they're letting it lapse and go days after until they're like, "Oh, we can get a little better deal out of this." Meanwhile, you're missing your favorite show for X weeks. Oscars. What the stars will eat and drink at the governor's. Oh, those are cutesy. I don't know what I have up on Discord right now. There we go. Those are cutesy. Oscar-shaped, Yeah, Wolfgang Puck does all of it. You notice he does all of the heavy Oscars LA stuff. Cannolis. I guess that's the main dish. I didn't read the stuff. That looks like they're giving them out chocolate statues. They got some very cheap meats there with Wolfgang looking like he's not Austrian. And here's next week's ingredient challenge. If you'd like to have a say in next week's, it's either candy canes or garam masala. Garam masala being the warming spice used on a fair amount of Indian cuisine. It's, yeah, warming spices. Gives you that, it's a little like, it's in the ballpark of pumpkin spice, but it's a little more savory. Let's see what we got going on down here. There was another 40 seconds or so in the timer. That's looking closer to what we want there. I think that's a winner there. So there is our frozen peach dump cake. So I'm going to allow that to hang out for a bit. We'll maybe put this over on the stove. Well, where do I have that I can put this? It'll stay nice. I'm running out of room. Put the bread over here. We'll move you over onto the counter over here. Oven, we're going up to 400 now from 350 for the cake. And once that gets up to heat, we'll give that a couple minutes to warm back up. Yeah, no overflow, good condition. Not too much undone. There's a little bit of undone cake mix there, but vast majority of it seems to have mixed itself together just by bubbling. Yep, there was this flame kicking on. So we'll wait for the flame to kick on once more, and I'll trust that that's closer to 400 than it was now. Looking at this, this has got a plastic protector on it, or... Oh no, it's milled. Okay. Looking at the clamp on the camera that you're looking at, that I'm using to hold the camera. And the bottom of it was like... It's got like a milled flat edge, and the angle I was looking at it just made it look like there was like a drop of something hanging off of the end of it. It was like... And my first suspicion was that it got one of those like plaster protectors, like there was something preventing it from hitting something. No, it's just milled. Are we there yet with coleslaw? I think... No, we want to get these in here first for coleslaw. I am going to wipe this down though, because I've seen all sorts of chicken stuff. Tired of waiting. Sweet potatoes going in the oven. And I'm starting in on coleslaw. You know it's organic because it has the plastic tape residue on it. Only the finest tire plastic. Salt. More salt. Then we hope I find some reason to use the other half of this cabbage. Maybe, just maybe, with St. Patty's, I'll be able to find something. Forgot about Jube up there. Do I have an onion in the fridge already? I do not. You're on both the hooks. That makes it hard for me to get to the one underneath it. Is it a red onion or is it a shallot, chat? This camera's getting so dark. Yep. It is an onion, despite it looking very much like a red shallot. There's another toughie question. Who gets to define what this is? I know the ultimate answer is the person that sells it to you. But is it the farmer? Is it the market? Is it the restaurant? Alex, yeah. Welcome in, Alex. Oil is heating now. God, I think that's gonna be our final addition here. We're not going to go too wild with our concoction here tonight. We'll give this a rinse off. And we'll pull out the box grater. Is that enough carrot? It better be. I'm not doing another one. See how much of this is left. I don't think there's much left in this container. I don't think that's enough. This might be enough. Hello, Ozzy. Thank you for the resub. Resubscription? 52 months. It's a minute. I'm gonna add some horseradish. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Lemon, that's what I was in here for. Lemon juice. Bunch of regular honey. Nice. And a bunch of our hot honey. Or our honey hot. That's our halfway done timer on our sweet potatoes. How's our oil looking here? Getting close, getting close. Garlic. Soy. And that gets mixed up with our salad. There you go. Standard coleslaw made with a little hot honey, a little horseradish. Let's try it with my egg tainted fork. Delicious. Bread. We need to egg wash these. To sesame or not to sesame? Are these buns or rolls? I don't want to call them runs. Okay, buns in the oven. Carefully avoiding hitting my hand against the door because I didn't open the door far enough. Turn the oil off for a second because we're not ready there. Trying to skimp out a little bit on the flour here because it's only the two of these. I don't want to throw out like a cup of flour because I needed it for extra coating. So, by all means, use more flour if you're doing more than this. I am not using cake mix to fry chicken. I would not recommend doing that either. I used cake mix to make a cake. To make a dump cake. Like, easy as possible cake. With peaches on the bottom. And hot honey involved. So there's going to be a little bit of heat there with the peaches. Alright, heat's back on over here. Let's get a plate with some paper towel for our chicken when it comes out. We are in the final countdown, by the way, chat. We are close to getting things here. Why is that so, like, zoomed in? I'm not on, like, I'm like... What setting was I on? So we're 300-ish on our oil right now. I want to be another 50 degrees hotter or so before we go in there. Which means we want you cranked because we don't have time for that. Our roasty toasty sweet taters, which may actually be a bit dark. I haven't looked at them actually. I'm going for a longer cook at 400 than a slower cook at a lower temp. So we'll see what we get. I'm okay with a little char on it flavor myself. It's probably not great for the photo, but ooh, ad time. Just in time for me to put chicken in the fryer. Oops. Well, I will see all of you lovely people. Words. I will see all you lovely people back here after our end of the hour, 3 minutes of ads. But I have. Did I even say okay? No, miyaki. I can't even pronounce the word. I know what that dish is. I've had it a couple of times. I think I've made it on stream. In fact, I know I've made it on stream. I'm not making it tonight, though, bot. Where did you get that from? And I'm now realizing that I didn't inquire more into Ozzy's stir fry. I didn't get to hear what amazing things he put in it. Or what he based it on. Pork, chicken, duck, goat. Tofu, egg. Ooh, muskeg beating out Soph. No, don't play stupid audio from fake news. Ooh. I think we've got some Buc-ee's fans in chat. That's been brought up a couple of times. Apparently they have an F rating with the BBB. Better Business Bureau. citing a failure to respond to nearly 90% of complaints, or failure to respond to nearly 90, not 90%, complaints filed against the business. The Better Business Bureau assigns a rating between A and F. No, it doesn't affect the final grade. Many racing complaints cite overpriced items, various product issues, poor or rude customer service, and the inability to return certain items. Be there yet, oil? Ooh, yeah. Nice. Imagine if fast food did this to order. Give that another 20 seconds here to regain a little temperature. Alright, let's go in with our second chicken thigh. Testing the first one to see if I thought it was done, and I think it's cooked through. And ditch the excess flour. See, I still had excess flour even though I was cutting it closer than I really want to for doing battering. No. Splashed the oil a bit too much there for my liking, and immediately turned the flame off and then went for the paper towel to try and get rid of the excess oil, but I don't think we need to worry about reheating that oil anymore. Oh, by the way, I found gochugaru flakes, so I've got those in the pantry now once again. Huh, the first one didn't get that? Surprised that's not reishi mushrooms. Chicken. It's what's for dinner tonight. Sorry, pork. We got another 3 minutes on our bread. So I'm going to take a couple photos of dessert here first. For those just joining in, what you're looking at is a frozen peach and hot honey dump cake. Chicken be looking tasty, yeah. Let's see what we got. Do we got a mess? Do we have deliciousness? I'm just gonna go in with a spoon. I think we got a nice, moist, cake-like product that will work lovely for scooping out. What am I doing with you temporarily? Over here. I'll just have to put a little ice cream on that later. So I'm happy with the dump cake. Which, that's probably what you're getting at the buffets. I say the buffets like buffets still like majorly exist in the US. Like, I'm sure they haven't disappeared. You probably still have a buffet around you, but there's not, like, buffets anymore. Like, we seem to have popped that bubble. There is our bread. Wow, that's looking good. And our sweet taters. Nice color on the outside of those. Those are looking beautiful. And I feel like I need to give them at least like 30 seconds before I cut into one of them. As much as I want to right now. Because the chicken's here ready. A little worried these are actually going to stick. Huh? Yep. Nice color on the bottom. Nice color on the bottom of those potatoes. I think we're going to leave the bottoms the bottoms. Super soft. Super soft. So I think we're going to start this sandwich building off with a bit of mustard. Okay, now we need to go to the plate. You go purple plate tonight? Purple will go nice tonight. I don't want to use that one though, because that one's, I think, the one that's the most smart up. We'll go with you. And top that with our slaw. Stay. These are sweet potato that have been roasted, seasoned and roasted. And I'm going to finish them with a drizzle of the hot honey. Photo time first, and then we'll throw it on the carousel. So there you have it, hot honey drizzled sweet potatoes, chicken sandwich with coleslaw, hot honey and all of those, and then we have our frozen peach dump cake with walnuts, looking lovely. I think that's gonna be delicious, delicious. Don't forget the coleslaw. Oh, I'm not hearing drink messages, but cheers. Can I sneak this in the picture? Sort of. But I think this is where I have to leave things for this lovely evening. And I shall be back here on Friday. We spoke about it earlier, but we're going to be doing pizza on Friday. Going to be doing jalapeno popper pizza. Going to be making a white sauce. Topping it with bacon and chicken. Jalapenos. All that fun stuff. I've even thought of some other fun things that I can do with this pizza concept. We'll see if I remember them all when it comes to making it. And hopefully on homemade dough. Hopefully I'll remember that. Remind me tomorrow in Discord chat. I gotta make pizza dough. It was mentioned before. We have people in chat that are okay with Pokemon. I'm thinking of raiding out to a Pokemon stream. Not the same one as last time. It's a different choice this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I am going to send all of you lovely people off to go hang out with Shinigami Moroku, who is a regular in the Discord and streams some old retro games. He's currently doing a Game Boy Color version of Pokemon. So I hope you enjoy hanging out with them. I wish you all a great evening. I hope to see you back here for Friday. If not, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday next week. I wish you the best. Good night.